I've had a request to do a video about the blues scale in F. Now this isn't a blues scale that I've been very familiar with because I'm quite often playing a blues scale in E, and I'm quite often doing that on a C instrument, and so that's a bit like the A blues scale on treble, and what I've been asked for is the F blues scale on treble or alto recorder. So just like anyone else, I worked out the notes. Here they are, so you could freeze that there. So here's the familiar scale, the blues scale in E. Now the intervals, this is how we can work them out. It's like a minor third at the beginning because it's taken from, it is an E minor pentatonic scale with the flattened fifth put in. So here's the minor third, E to G. Then we go up one note, and we got three in a row that are semitone apart. Then we go up to the flat seven and then the top note. So it's the same here on this one on F. F to A flat, which is the minor third, upper notes and the three semitones, E flat and F at the top. So there we are. So let's hear what the blues scale sounds like on a few different recorders. It's not one I've really practiced, so I shall practice it now as we decide which is the jazziest, bluesiest sounding recorder. So this is a Mollenhauer Denner in Cherry. Yeah, I'd say that sounds a bit thin for blues, that one. So let's try another one. Let's try, this is an old 1980s Merrick Rothenberg in maple. Not particularly keen on that either. Let's try the Kung Superior in olive. See, the really awkward thing about this blues scale, I quite like this recorder by the way, is going from the F to the A flat. So that there's a technique for that. As you go from F to A flat, you got to push from your wrist, so the movement doesn't come from your little finger like on a flute. It's from your wrist to go on and off there. Right, so we quite like the sound of that Kun. I'll keep that one out. Let's try the Mollenhauers now. Mollenhauer Modern. This one's in palisander. It looks very dark in the video. It's lighter in real life. It is palisander. Quite like that one. And the Mollenhauer Dream in plum. Now this one I find a bit awkward because I'd quite like the little finger to be there. That's where I'd like it to be, but it's here, so I have to move my hand around. G in there that I shouldn't have put in. Quite like that one. also still quite like that one. When you start playing around with the notes, don't be worried if you accidentally put an extra note in that's not in the blues scale. You can just call that a passing note, it'll be fine. Let's try the modern one again. Yeah, I don't think that's quite warm enough for what we're doing. So, between the Dream and the King Superior. See, all I did there was play the scale on a rhythm, descending scale, with some repeated notes, so that's one way to get a bit of improvisation going. We could do some higher notes. Try some higher notes on the Dream. There's that passing note again. This is what happens when you do your practice live. Well, not live, but you do your practice as you're recording the video for YouTube. I do like putting a G, and I think it's because it's in the E blues scale, perhaps. I'm quite used to putting a G in it. That would be the fingering that appears as the D in the E blues scale that I'm always playing. So I quite like both of these recorders. I'll do a little bit on both of them then. So if you're going to improvise on a blues scale, it can be quite a good idea to start on the keynote, get you started. It can be quite a good idea to start with a small range of notes and try some repeated notes and some interesting rhythms, some swung quavers, some triplets, some staccato notes. That kind of thing. So head joint out a bit on my Kung to try and make these two the same pitch. It's a bit distracting when they're different pitches. You. Okay, that will have to do. It's near enough. Okay. See, that's nice, quite nice, starting on the minor third, on the A flat there. I did the G again. I quite like it as a passing note though. Another G. So I think, you know, here I am playing a blues scale that I've not played before, and you can hear, this is why I quite liked it, to do an imperfect video like this, you can hear that as I'm learning it, that there's all sorts of things that don't sound sound great, don't sound quite comfortable. And that's just to encourage you that yes, you're going to have to do a lot of playing of it to get familiar with it, a lot of noodling around with it, a lot of sort of working on it, trying things out, not worrying about notes that don't sound great. And then things like the little technique going from F to A flat, with a bit of practice as you're learning the notes, you're going to get those neater as well. There are lots and lots of cross fingerings in this scale because you've got the awkward wrist movement there. If you've got a two-piece recorder, again, that can be quite awkward. Then you've got the cross fingerings, B flat to B. You've got C to E flat. That's a nice cross fingering. E flat to F is another cross fingering. So not my first choice of a scale I would pick to play on treble recorder. So I'm not quite sure why it's been requested. Other than perhaps if you are working on your technique, this would be a very good one to work on technique with. Yeah, so but sounds quite nice on both these recorders, so that's good. So I suppose you could pick up some little ideas from the kind of rhythms and things that I'm trying. The best thing is to try your own ideas. So I think once I stop looking at the notes that I've written down and start playing it from memory, it's a lot easier actually. And I hope you're brave and have a go at that one, or if not, totally play the one in E on the soprano descant recorder, or translate that onto the treble to A, C, D, E flat, E, G, A for the A blues scale, and that will sound great on treble recorder. I'll do that now and show you that one. You know, anything goes. You probably have some better ideas than I have, but just have fun with it. That's what it's all about.